computers, communications equipment, all that is manufactured in the United States.
But it also needs to be elsewhere.
The electronic industry is global. And the components that you could see going on the circuit boards, the connectors, circuit board materials, come from all over the world.
He says the company could potentially lose more than 7% of its revenues.
It's a happy day if you make a 15% income. So 7.5% compared to 15 is a confiscation by executive order of half of the earnings of this company.
Schweitzer's company is employee-owned, so those revenues impact more than 7,000 employees.
Another way of looking at it is you could take a plant roughly this size or about this size too. And that's what tariffs will cost us in 1 year. You just put your arm over there, and that's what the difference tariffs make.
Tariffs can be and have been important tools for promoting industrial development, but there's a right way and a wrong way to use them.
Adam Hirsch is a senior economist at the Economic Policy Institute, a left-of-center think tank in the nation's capital that studies the impacts from a range of economic policies. He believes that despite a goal of building more products in the U.S., the across-the-board tariffs do the opposite.
The tariff regime is making that more difficult because it's more expensive to get building materials, it's more expensive to get machinery imports, it's more expensive to get labor for building the factories because of the president's mass deportation policy.
He says there are other ways for tariffs to be effective.
The right way is to be targeted and strategic about it. You have to have complementary policies that will help buttress the effect of the tariffs, investments in infrastructure, investments in science and research, investments in education and workforce development. When you have all those pieces firing at the same time, you can have a successful industrial policy. That's not what we're getting. We're getting cuts to all those things at the same time that tariffs across the economy aren't concentrating strategic focus anywhere.
So in general, we believe it's going to provide some blanket protection and economic benefits to the entire economy.
Mihir Torsakar is a senior economist for the Coalition for a Prosperous America in Washington, D.C., a pro-tariff group that represents American manufacturers and producers.
The coalition does support a 10% universal baseline tariff across the entire economy that's going to extend to all trade partners, regardless of who the trade partner is, regardless of all imports. We believe that this creates some investment certainty because all policymakers are going to know that that's exactly the kind of tariff policy that's on the books.
Torsakar says when tariffs are applied across the board, it prevents a country from finding their own loopholes to keep importing their products into the U.S. at a cheaper rate.
For example, we might try to apply a tariff against China, and they might uproot production and move it over to Southeast Asia or Mexico, where they could find more favorable tariff treatment to access the U.S. market.
But those baseline tariffs can trigger a back-and-forth battle between countries that result in threats of more and more reciprocal tariffs, like the ones between the U.S. and China.
I think as far as the reciprocal tariff goes, we've definitely pushed back a little bit on that. We just don't believe that there should just be differential rates across the board because that creates opportunities, like as I mentioned before, for tariff arbitrage where, one country might just send their goods over to another country, and it creates a lot of confusion and investor uncertainty.
President Trump has said he wants to use tariff revenue to pay $2,000 to low and middle-income Americans. But that would need congressional approval, and there appears to be limited support from Congress. Most Republican lawmakers have other ideas for the money or are skeptical that tariff revenues could cover the payments. All of this sets the stage for more tension between the president and Congress and between the U.S. Senate and House. In April, a bipartisan group of senators introduced the Trade Review Act, which would give Congress more authority over trade policy. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell is one of the sponsors.
The president is abusing his power on tariffs.
Then in August, a bipartisan measure called the Secure Trade Act was introduced in the House that would codify the president's 10% across-the-board tariff, among other provisions.
It's a really interesting debate happening right now, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out because both articles of legislation that you mentioned both have bipartisan support, and it's a question of which camp is going to win.
Both measures may go nowhere, but certainly say a lot about the ever-evolving relationship between President Trump and Congress.
Well, it seems like Congress is unwilling, unable to rein in the overreach of executive authority from this president, so I don't put too much hopes in passing this legislation. It's clear what the
roll. Don't be shy. Come on. If you can put your press down over there if you want. Yeah.
That's how we do it, though.
Everybody, feel free to come on in. Yeah.
Yeah. Folks can come into the
Don't be shy. Come right on in. Yep. You guys are good? You're more than welcome to join.
Laura?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get started. Hey, thanks so much, everybody.
So, I don't know if they shared with you, but we can give her a hug. Sponsorship of the first 5 bills that we want to roll through.
That's right, exactly. Yep, we got them in order. Yep, exactly. Yep, so we'll bring some additional folks into here.
Great.
But no, we
Thanks so
definitely
much.
have. We're doing the first 5. They're all related. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody, for all the work on this and the bills that we're covering today. We really appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. I think today we have 18 bills we're signing this morning, and so we're at the state capitol. For those watching on TVW, we have 18 bills we're signing, and just really appreciate the hard work. The first, I think, 4 or 5 bills are all related to voting rights, and just want to say at the outset how much we appreciate all the hard work of folks to make sure we're pulling that for all Washingtonians, especially during a challenging time at the federal level. So just really appreciate everybody's hard work on this. I think there are some friends of ours from the media who are interested in an update from the NBA today, and so I'm happy to chat about that at the end if that works for all of you. So appreciate your patience. But I'll hang around afterwards. I'm happy to chat about that. But good news for Sonic fans today for sure. So we're really excited about that. But right now we're focused on House Bill 1710. The prime sponsor of this legislation is State Representative Charlotte Mena, who's done really fantastic work on this bill. Washington must ensure that every voter, regardless of their zip code, can participate in elections freely and fairly. House Bill 1710 helps prevent unjust and discriminatory voting practices before they happen. Specifically, this bill establishes a state-level voting rights pre-clearance process. This means that jurisdictions that have previously violated voting rights laws must now obtain approval from the Office of the Attorney General before implementing elections-related changes that could harm voters. I so appreciate the forward-looking aspect of this legislation. There you went. You changed spots on me of this legislation. This allows the state to review potentially harmful election changes before they take effect, helping prevent discrimination in communities that have historically faced barriers to voting. We appreciate, and I'll probably say this for all the bills that we're signing, the voices of many folks who reached out to legislators, who testified, who brought their perspectives to this process, which is critically important for our democracy, of course, especially with some challenges we're facing at the federal level, and that is certainly an understatement. But a big thank you, of course, to the prime sponsor of this bill, that is State Representative Charlotte Mena. Please give her a big round of applause as I sign this. Let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, look right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I think we're bringing some new folks for the next bill. Same group? Wonderful. This is Beth. And Beth?
Her seatmate is here.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. Great. Okay.
You can stay there. It's a good crowd.
Our next bill is, we have an excited crowd here. This is good. Yeah, so our next bill is House Bill 1916. House Bill 1916 updates Washington's voter registration challenge process. Specifically, it amends who can challenge a voter's registration. It also limits what challengers can use as evidence to felony convictions, mental incompetency, address mismatches, or whether the voter was underage or not a U.S. citizen. It also clarifies when a voter's registration is canceled or removed from the voter registration list. This is a common sense law that protects election access and integrity. We appreciate the hard work of everybody involved in this legislation, but a special thank you, of course, to the Prime Sponsor, State Representative Beth Dolio. Give her a round of applause for her work. We'll take a photo on this one as well.
Okay, same routine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Give me 1 second, everybody. I want to make sure this pen gets to the right spot. Thank you. Thank you. And this is, Marcus, this one's you. Okay. Come on up. Yeah. And we're going to welcome some additional folks in, I think. Yeah. Come, step right on it, Marcus. Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Step right on in, everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good crew. Yeah. Really appreciate it. Come on.
Look at you.
Keep coming. Yeah. Holy cow. All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks so much, everybody. Feel free to kind of to step on up. Yeah. Find a good spot.
Sorry, I'm tall.
Yeah.
This is Marcus's bill. So our next bill is Senate Bill 5892. This bill was requested by the Secretary of State. Washington takes voter privacy very seriously. Senate Bill 5892 strengthens existing voter protections. Specifically, it clarifies the statute that information like a voter's driver's license number, social security number, or full birth date is confidential. Under this bill, only the Secretary of State is allowed to respond to requests for this information. It also makes unauthorized disclosure of private voter information a Class C felony. Look, there's obviously been a national effort at accessing this information, as we know. That's just a statement of fact. That's not a political statement. And I just so appreciate, being governor in a state that works so hard to protect that information, which is the right thing to do. It's the lawful thing to do to look out for Washingtonians in the face of those attacks. And just appreciate everybody's voice on this important bill. A special thank you, of course, to our state senator, Marcus Riccelli, for being the prime sponsor of this legislation. Please give Marcus, Senator Riccelli, a round of applause as I sign this into law. Congratulations. Yeah, great job. Yeah, great job.
Thank you. Thank you all to the Secretary of State.
Absolutely. And let's do another photo.
Some trouble seeing folks? So people want to spread out.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Back there. Well, I can fade ya. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good work, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Stick around, everyone.
Yep, don't go. Yeah, we've got a couple more. 6035. Yep. And this is Senator Kaufman Good. We're close by. Wonderful.
Yay. Come on in.
Hey, good to see you again. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. As
So
a member of the
appreciate
Cherokee Nation and as a member of the Veterans Legislative Coalition, I just want to thank you for your support.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good to see you, sir. Yeah. Every day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Do we have everybody in here? Feel free to step on. Don't be shy. Everybody step right on in. Yep.
fellow greener.
Beautiful. All right, our next bill is Senate Bill 6035. This bill ensures voting accessibility and strengthens the relationship between elections offices and federally recognized tribes. Specifically, it directs county auditors, and by the way, we so appreciate the work of folks who work at the county level on our elections, which is a huge part of our democracy, and a lot of work that those folks do that often goes unthanked. So for those who work in that area, a special thank you to them for their hard work. So it directs county auditors to work with federally recognized tribes to discuss coordination of upcoming elections, including the establishment and operation of voting centers and drop boxes in Indian country. The bill also requires the Secretary of State to meet with federally recognized tribes every 2 years to discuss voting challenges. It authorizes the Secretary of State to use existing resources to study an electronic ballot portal for military, overseas, disabled, and federally recognized tribal voters to ensure security in our election system. We so appreciate all the voices that came to this legislation once again. It's been, I think, a remarkably positive session when it comes to securing voting rights. And I appreciate the hard work of everybody to, again, in the face of what we're seeing at the federal level, to make sure we're protecting the voting rights of everybody. The prime sponsor of this legislation, of course, is our state senator, Claudia Kaufman, who worked very hard on this legislation. Please give her a big round of applause. All right, let's take the photo.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful. And I think we have one more, I think. Thanks, Senator.
Come on in. Join the crowd.
Everybody, thanks for joining, everybody. Hey, Debbie. No Representative Hill, right? I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect. Okay, we have one more. We have one more bill related to voting rights, and our next bill is House Bill 1750. Fair elections, as we know, are paramount for democracy to function. House Bill 1750 strengthens the Washington Voting Rights Act by clarifying how voting right violations are addressed and resolved. Specifically, it establishes standards for our courts to assess voter suppression claims and allows jurisdictions more flexibility to adopt remedies prior to litigation. This bill ensures we're continuing protecting voting rights here in Washington State. And once again, appreciate all the hard work of everybody on this legislation. A special thank you, of course, to Representative Hill for her leadership on this bill. And let's give her a round of applause that she can hear in Spokane. All right, one more, everybody.
Okay, folks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
That's the last.
Thanks so much. So appreciate it. It's great to see you for all the work you're doing. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Governor
Thanks so much.
Ferguson.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
Great
you.
job. Yeah.
Thank you, Governor.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to
Yeah,
see
saw
you
you
as
slipped in
well.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't want to forget this. And then let me give you this.
Great slate of bills.
Yeah. Perfect. And then this one. Oh, yeah, I know this one. Okay, great. Hey, thanks again. Appreciate it.
One of our labor.
This is Spokane. Wonderful. Great. Yeah, we talked about this one. Oh, good. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, pretty good.
Right over here.
Hey, y'all. Good. All right. Yeah, it happened. It all happened.
We had it all the way.
Yeah.
Had it all the way. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. And feel free to step right on in. We're going to let these folks slip out. We had a boisterous group here beforehand. So, yeah. But feel free to step right on up. Don't be shy.
Come on, Jim, too. Get up here.
And really appreciate the work on this. I know there was a lot of conversation on this one, so just really appreciate getting to the finish line on this and balancing out, all the different voices. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank
Our
you to your
next
staff
bill,
as well.
absolutely. Our next bill is House Bill 2416. Spokane's waste-to-energy facility has been a central part of the Spokane County's waste management system for decades. House Bill 2416 recognizes the facility's important and unique contributions to the Spokane community while maintaining progress toward meeting our state's greenhouse gas emissions reduction limits. Specifically, the legislation outlines a reduced cost pathway for the facility to comply with our state's climate laws, which will mean incentivizing long-term carbon reduction and minimize rate impacts for residents. This legislation reflects great collaboration, which I really appreciate, between environmental organizations, the City of Spokane, labor unions, and the Department of Ecology. I know I had a number of conversations with folks about this myself when I was in Spokane, sitting down with the mayor of Spokane, Lisa Brown, when I was there for a Gonzaga basketball game. So I had a chance to chat with her and just really appreciate everybody coming together on this legislation and getting it done in a short session, which is really a testament to everybody taking the time and working through it. So it's really my honor to sign this. Before I do sign it, I want to thank Prime sponsor of this legislation, State Representative Natasha Hill, and the companion sponsor, State Senator Marcus Riccelli, who both represent the greater Spokane area, and they both represent that area extremely well. Please give them a round of applause as I sign this bill into law. And let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and one more. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
good luck with the soccer tournament.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So is it like a West Coast sort of deal? or
Yeah, it's a
national
bunch of
one?
teams from all
How old,
across
remind
the
me, how old is she?
12.
12.
A lot of traveling for that. But
We're from Connecticut. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. Have a great day. Okay, Natasha. Hey, great to see you. Thanks for the help. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Maddie or Mariah? Maddie,
Hey, Debbie. 1408. Great. Big one for this one? Okay, let's do it. Good to see you again, right?
I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind signing with 2 pens. I need to give one to Senator Robinson.
I can do that. In fact, let me make a note. I sometimes forget, so
Yeah,
I have to make a
yeah.
note. Okay. And one for Senator Robinson?
Yeah, one
Okay.
for Senator Robinson.
Great. Whoa!
This is the most
How are you?
important member of our delegation.
How are you? My name is Bob. How are you? What's your name?
Violet.
Violet's a beautiful name. How old are you, Violet?
I'm 4.
4 is a great age. 4 is a great age. It's good to see you.
Show him the note that you made for him?
You made a note for me?
Yeah.
Come on. Can I open it right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this. It's got your name on it.
Yeah, and also it got tic-tac-toe.
Are we going to play a game right now?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, fair enough. We'll save it for another time. Thank you so much. Let me see if I've got, there it is. Historic South Downtown. I love that. Thank you for that sticker, Violet. I so appreciate it. You stay right here. I need your help, okay? Okay. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Come right on in, everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
We're going to stand.
Come right on in.
We're going to go next to Rep Santos over here.
Oh.
Yeah, right
Can
in
we
there.
see right?
Yep, that's
I want you
perfect.
right here. Right
Perfect,
here,
perfect.
close to the governor.
And I want to set these down where I don't lose them, so I'm going to take good care of those. Thanks so much, everybody, for your time and work on this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up is House Bill 1408. We know that major construction projects like the Seattle stadiums have disproportionately affected certain communities. House Bill 1408 invests existing tax revenue into those communities. This bipartisan bill takes a portion of the sales tax revenue on Lumen Field and T-Mobile Park and transfers it to the Community Preservation and Development Authority's account. This means critical investments in Seattle's Pioneer Square and International District neighborhoods. This bill preserves historic buildings, supports local business districts, and makes our community safer. We so appreciate everybody who's been involved in this legislation. As every legislator knows, it takes a village of people speaking out and writing emails and lending their voices to the process and to get to this point. We also, of course, really appreciate the legislative leaders who helped make this legislation possible, the prime sponsor, State Representative Sharon Tomiko Santos, and the companion sponsor, State Senator Bill Hasagawa, Bob Hasagawa, Senator Hasagawa, my apologies, for their leadership on this. And I also want to give a special shout out to Violet, who I'm not sure if this is her first bill signing or not, first bill signing. So Violet, what we're going to do is I'm going to use a couple pens here. Okay, Violet. Violet gave me a little gift, so I want to give a gift back to you.
You say?
All right.
Thank you.
For your next card you get for me would be wonderful. And give a round of applause to the sponsors of this legislation for their hard work. And let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, folks, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll take one more. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. I need to get a picture with Violet. Violet, can we take a picture together?
Violet, you want to get a picture?
Can we do that?
Over there. Where would you like her?
Thanks. Let's just go right, take one step over there. I'll come this way. All right, Violet. I'm coming right over here. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. 1941, Debbie? Great. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yep, thank you. Did they say yay? Our next bill is House Bill 1941. Currently, there are more than 50 agricultural cooperatives in Washington state. These organizations allow farmers to pool their resources, share risks, and expand their market power together, except in the cannabis industry. House Bill 1941 changes that. Specifically, this bill allows cannabis producers to form cooperatives under the same legal framework that has supported other agricultural producers for generations. This bipartisan bill will support small cannabis farms in our state as they compete in a challenging market environment. We appreciate the leadership of the prime sponsor of this bill, and that is State Representative Melanie Morgan, and I'm signing it into law now. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. 2251, yeah. Hey, back again? Awesome. Good. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Come on in, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and feel free to put your jacket right over there if you want.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks. And feel free to step right on in.
Okay.
Okay. House Bill 2251 is up next. Washington's Climate Commitment Act generates hundreds of millions of dollars each year that are invested in clean energy, transportation, environmental justice, and climate resilience. But the current account structure is complicated, making it hard to plan how money should be invested to the benefit of Washingtonians. House Bill 2251 simplifies that account structure so climate investments are easier to track, understand, and hold accountable. As the Climate Commitment Act auction revenues are expected to decline in coming years, as our program's carbon cap lowers, this bill also helps plan for tighter budgets around the CCA in the future. We appreciate everybody who works so hard on all things related to the CCA, which is a huge success story in Washington State. We appreciate their hard work, and we especially appreciate the prime sponsor of this legislation, State Representative Joe Fitzgibbon, who was very involved in the creation of the CCA and is sticking with that commitment all the way through this legislation. We're signing into law right now. Thanks so much, everybody, and let's take a photo.
Okay, look right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah.
I want to get in touch with you or some of your
Thank you. Okay. Pen, sorry. Yes, exactly. One thing at a time here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Debbie, 2405. Great. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Yeah. I like that tie. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Good to see you. Yeah. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Jennifer, to you,
Yeah. Thanks so much for the help. Welcome back. And let's balance out maybe a little bit, everybody, and feel free to come on in. Our next bill is House Bill 2405. Post-traumatic stress disorder is, of course, a serious concern for workers in high-risk fields such as first responders and healthcare professionals. House Bill 2405 creates a 3-year pilot program for workers with PTSD that have a workers' compensation claim with our Department of Labor and Industries. The pilot program offers an innovative framework to diagnose and treat work-related PTSD with the goal of getting workers the support they need to safely return to work. This will help develop and evaluate best practices to address workplace culture to better support workers exposed to trauma. This bill received overwhelming bipartisan support. We appreciate everybody who worked on this legislation, who spoke up on this important issue. A special thank you, of course, to the prime sponsor, State Representative Suzanne Schmidt, and the companion sponsor, State Senator Steve Conway. And I'm pleased to sign this legislation into law. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's take a photo.
Hey, folks, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor.
I'm ready. Representative Burke should be here, right? She is excellent, yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, welcome. Yeah, feel free to put your things right over there. Yeah. How you doing? Thank you for signing this bill. Yes, happy to see you. Yeah. I hear your voice every time I go on the TV. I love it. Cracks me up, man. I was watching the last game.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And your voice is like booming through the microphone.
Libby goes up to plate and
I still love it. It's really cool. Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hello again.
Thanks you guys for the work on this. Really appreciate it. Step right on in.
I was afraid no one was going to show
Oh, no.
up for this good little bill.
Absolutely not. Okay. Our next bill is House Bill 2442, which expands options for cities and counties to use new and existing revenue so they can better respond to a variety of community needs from housing to fire protection. For example, this bill allows local governments to impose a small sales tax and use the revenue to support childcare, housing, and mental health resources for families. It also allows local governments to better respond during governor-designated flood emergencies by using existing revenue to support recovery efforts for households and businesses in flood zones. The bill provides many additional tools governments can use to help address both short-term and long-term fiscal challenges. We appreciate the hard work of everybody on this important legislation. A special thank you, of course, to the prime sponsor, that's State Representative April Berg, and the companion sponsor of this bill is Senator Noel Frame. We appreciate their work. Give them a round of applause for their leadership on this bill as we sign it into law. Really appreciate it. And let's take a photo.
Yes,
Don't go anywhere. Yes, all right.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, April. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you bet. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it. Good to see you. Thanks. Okay, we got maybe 5 or 6 left. Is that right? Great. Perfect. 2548. This is a great bill. This issue's been a,
Oh, I know.
I think this takes me back to AG days a little bit as well, right? Yeah.
Anything left over in your administration that we need to pay attention to, we'll get it done.
I think you're going to done. I think it's exactly right. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here and the work on this bill. We really appreciate it. We're going to let them close that door and then we'll get started.
Democratic Central Committee.
Okay, next up is House Bill 2548. Consolidation in the healthcare industry has long been a concern. That's why Washington requires that healthcare companies provide notice to the Attorney General's office of mergers, acquisitions, or major affiliations between hospital systems so they can be reviewed under Washington's antitrust laws. But as private equity is pushed more into healthcare, transparency is more important than ever when pieces of our healthcare system are being purchased by other entities. House Bill 2548 expands the scope of transactions that trigger the notification requirements for antitrust review. Huge issue, of course, for Washingtonians all over our state, and just really appreciate the leadership of everybody here who's been working on this legislation, which is a really important expansion of a very useful tool for the people of the state of Washington. A special thank you, of course, to our legislative leaders on this legislation. The prime sponsor, of course, is Representative Taylor, and the companion sponsor, of course, is State Senator Dingra, who are both here today. Please give them a round of applause for their leadership on this bill. And let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Great to see you all. Orwell and Levitt. Go ahead and bring, yeah, let's. Awesome. Paula, good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for coming on in, everybody. Good to see you. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for the work on this. Appreciate it. Why don't you come over to my right side, maybe? Does that make sense? Yeah. Hey, thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. Step right on in. Yeah, don't be shy. Come right on in, everybody. Awesome. Okay, our next bill is Senate Bill 5105. We must do everything we can as a state to protect our young people from the harmful effects of AI. Senate Bill 5105 makes it a crime to possess, deal, view, or send computer-generated images of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. This bill recognizes the harmful effects of child pornography still exist even when images are generated by a computer. It allows law enforcement and prosecutors to move forward on cases involving these fabricated depictions. I just really appreciate the legislature's done a ton of work around issues to make sure we're looking out for young people in our state when it comes to AI. AI is a powerful tool for a lot of good in our state, but of course, like any technology, we need to be mindful of the potential downsides. And just really appreciate all of you who have worked so hard on this legislation to get this point. We especially appreciate, of course, the leadership of our legislative leaders. In this case, the prime sponsor, State Senator Tina Orwell, and the companion sponsor, State Representative Mari Levitt. Give them a round of applause for the leadership on this broad bipartisan support for this bill. And you're going to get this to the senator. Is that what I understand? Okay, we're going to trust you with that. And let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, folks, right here. Can I have the folks on the side just spread out a little bit? Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Awesome. Great work, everybody. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
I met you a couple days ago, but this is my son.
Come right on in, everybody. Thanks so much. So come right, if you want, feel free to join. Yeah, feel free to join. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Feel free to come right on in. Yeah. Oh, we got a little one here. Little ones get a front row, so come right on over. Yeah. come right on over, yeah.
Hi, Governor, good to see you.
How old is this one?
This is Dean. You met him last year at a house signing, so this is the second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
Dean, right? Dean, yeah. So how old now?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Awesome. Second bill sign. That's pretty impressive, yeah. So first, thanks everybody for your hard work on this legislation. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you all here, so really appreciate it. Okay, so our next bill is Senate Bill 5520. Washingtonians who are wrongfully convicted of a crime deserve a clear and fair process when it comes to financial compensation. Senate Bill 5520 updates the Wrongfully Convicted Persons Act and clarifies decision points regarding compensation for those individuals. This legislation was the result of a lot of hard work from the Washington State Innocence Project. We have folks here from that organization. We appreciate their hard work, and of course the Office of the Attorney General. We appreciate everybody who lend their voices to this process. As legislators know, it takes everybody speaking up and writing to legislators and testifying before committees, and we just really appreciate everybody's hard work. We also appreciate young Dean, who is just a year and a half, but this is already his second bill signing, so he's a veteran of this process. And I also want to make sure I don't forget to thank, of course, the prime sponsor, of course, of this legislation, State Senator Tina Orwell, for her leadership on passing this legislation, which was adopted with bipartisan support. She's been a real leader in this area. Please give her a round of applause as we sign this into law.
Thank you so much.
You bet, yeah.
Thank you.
You bet. And you know where that goes. Yeah, okay, cool. Yep. And let's take a photo, everybody.
A little seat for the shorter people in the back. You can spread out a little. Feel free to move out a little.
All right.
There we go. Great. Okay, perfect. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah, great to see you all. Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Donovan spent 16 years in prison for his mother's murder before DNA exonerated him.
You're going to exit this door over here and make sure you get a pencil on your way out. You don't get a pencil, Charlie.
All set. This is 5346. Hey, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, great to see you. Yeah, thanks so much for being here. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks again. We got the team back. I love it. Awesome. Okay. Our next bill is Senate Bill 5346. As a parent of teenagers, I can say I know how distracting cell phones can be. There is considerable research, of course, that cell phones use reduces attention, information recall, and test performance in our schools. In fact, more than half of the 50 states forbid students' use of cell phones in class. Senate Bill 5346 directs our Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction to produce a report on student phone use and provide recommendations for best practices. The bill also clarifies that school boards do have the authority to adopt policies that limit the use of mobile devices. We appreciate the prime sponsor of this legislation, State Senator Marco Elias, and the companion sponsor, State Representative McClintock, for their work on this bill. I'll just add one note, too, and that is that I actually spoke with Senator Elias a little bit earlier today about this. We've had a number of conversations about cell phones in schools, and I think we agree that this is sort of a minimum first step, but really I just feel very strongly about cell phones in schools and look forward to coming back in the next legislative session to see what more we can do on this. It's other states are doing it, and Washington should not be the last state to get on board. But we appreciate this important step, acknowledging the importance of this issue, and look forward to working with those here and folks around the state to come back on this issue again next session with additional policies. Give a round of applause, please, to our legislative leaders who made this happen, everybody else. And please assign that into law, and let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, folks, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And thanks for taking time to be here. So appreciate it. Thanks for your work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good to see you again. Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks. Awesome. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks so much.
Good to see you.
Yeah, appreciate you all being here. Okay, step right on in. Got everybody? Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Our next bill is Senate Bill 5868. This bill was requested by Administrative Office of the Courts. Senate Bill 5868 ensures that Yakima and Skagit counties can keep up with Superior Court caseloads, ensuring timely justice for all cases. Specifically, the bill increases the number of Skagit County Superior Court judges from 4 to 5, and the number of Yakima County Superior Court judges from 8 to 9. We know that our courts must be equipped to meet demand. Even in these challenging budget times, we so appreciate the hard work of everybody on this legislation, especially the prime sponsor, State Senator Keith Wagner, for his leadership on this bipartisan bill, which I'm now signing into law. Thank you so much, everybody, and let's take a photo.
Okay, folks, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Welcome back. Come on in, everybody. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Representative Ty's here. Awesome. Come on in. Oh, man, we got a crowd. Come on in. Hey, great to see you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming. Come on in, everybody. Keep on coming. Yeah.
I'll make sure she gets in.
We got a big crowd on this one. You know where to go. Come right on in, everybody.
Well trained. I feel like a dog.
How strange. How strange.
It's like know exactly where to go.
Thanks so much, everybody, for all the work on this. Really appreciate it.
Come on, you guys don't be shy.
Are we going to fit everybody?
Come closer to the governor. He won't bite.
Keep walking in.
We even have a plan. See how the
Okay, I think we made it. That's right. Okay. Are we good? Hey. Perfect. Hey, thanks so much, everybody, for the work on this. Really, really appreciate it. Our next bill is Senate Bill 5981. The 340B drug pricing program allows safety net providers like federally qualified health centers, certain hospitals, and others to purchase drugs at a lower cost. Under the federal program, these providers can contract directly with other pharmacies for their discounted rate. Senate Bill 5981 protects federal rules that allow current provider-pharmacy relationships within the program, preventing interference from entities outside that relationship. The bill also increases transparency at the state level by requiring both providers and pharmaceutical manufacturers to submit data to the Healthcare Authority. This will allow the state to have more insight into improving the program to ensure it supports providers while, most importantly, protecting consumers. We have a large number of people here because we have a lot of folks who care a lot about this issue, and really appreciate everyone's testimony, reaching out to legislators, just working so hard to get this bill across the finish line in a short session, which is not easy under the best of circumstances. But as those who work in the legislative process know, it's really challenging in a short session. We also really appreciate, of course, the leadership of the prime sponsor of this legislation, that is State Senator Annette Cleveland, and to the companion sponsor, that is State Representative Meelan Tai. Please give them a round of applause as we sign it.
get from your tray for Senator Cleveland.
Oh, that this is for her.
Oh, that's for her. You already
I've
set
got
it
a
aside.
system. I've got a
Perfect.
system.
I want to make sure
Not
that
my
she gets
first
her
rodeo
in.
representative.
Oh, but like as a friend, I cannot not
appreciate
asking.
All right, let's take a photo, everybody.
Okay, folks, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3.
Thanings, everybody. I used 2 for this one, so I've got one
That's
covered.
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
It goes right in there. We got a whole system. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Can we get a
Of course, yeah.
Thank you so much. The whole team.
That was my
You got a good hand there?
It's good. You want me to take it?
Okay, sure.
I've got a long arm. He's got the longest arms. I got everybody in there? Yeah, that's the group.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I can tell you your kids taught you like mine did to take you.
Can I help with any photos?
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again.
That's what you're doing. Anybody need help with that happen? Yeah.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you. I didn't realize you were in the crowd.
I was.
How are
in the
things
back.
going?
You always
How are
hide
things
in the
going?
back.
Yeah. How are things going?
Things are going okay.
Yeah.
This is a huge help for Harvard University. Absolutely. So thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely. Wonderful. All right. Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Governor, one more group.
Of course. Yeah. You bet. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for all the help on this.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Governor, come aboard. I'm Senator Cleveland's legislative assistant.
Great to see you.
Great to see you as well, and thank you so much. She would have been here. She's flying to D.C. to see her daughter right now.
I had to look at it. It's not easy once session's over. I get it. Yeah, but I really appreciate the leadership on this.
Really, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Let's do it. Your companion on this one, right? Wonderful.
I do what I'm told.
Is Senator Bateman here?
was sick, so I told her, don't worry, I'm here. We in this together. So,
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm filling in for Bateman. I should say Senator Munson, filling in for Bateman.
Hey, Ray, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
me.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. How's it going? How old are you? 11. You've been to a bill signing before?
Such young
First one.
bucks.
All right, you want to help me out? Come on up.
Come on up.
You need to be in front.
No? Okay, you don't have to. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for being here and all the work on this. Really appreciate it. Okay, so our last bill today is an important one. Senate Bill 6182. Reproductive freedom is, as we all know, under attack by the federal government. In Washington State, however, we'll always uphold our values and protect critical health care for all Washingtonians. Senate Bill 6182 creates a sustainable revenue source for abortion care, ensuring that our state's clinics can remain open and provide care to those who need it. This bill funds grants for providers that support individuals who are uninsured or unable to use their insurance to cover an abortion. We so appreciate everybody who works in this area to preserve the rights of all Washingtonians. We especially, of course, appreciate the prime sponsor of this legislation, State Senator Jessica Bateman, and the companion sponsor, State Representative Lisa Parsley. Please give them a round of applause for their leadership on this bill. Which I've now signed into law. Thank you so much. Yeah, really appreciate it. And let's take a photo, everybody. Yeah. Are we ready?
Okay, folks, look right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Have a great day. Okay, that's that one. Great. And and this is Senator Bateman.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm Jennifer. I can take those.
Awesome. Thanks. Let folks there, then I can chat about the Sonics for a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Brianna, they just want me to stay right here for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys want to go?
Yep.
Right?
Okay. Hey, Shane. So I think we need to move folks. Yep. You guys want me to stay? I'm happy to come to you, or
Just because the mic's there.
oh, God. Okay, got it. Awesome. Okay, good. Great. I'll just start with some brief comments. I'm happy to take any questions. It's a great day. If you're a Sonics fan in Washington State or a Sonics fan anywhere. Super excited about the announcement today. From the NBA, for me, it's. As I think you all know, I certainly grew up watching the Sonics, and that's an understatement. I've met with some, as I often do, met with some 4th, 5th, 6th graders earlier today. So they asked what I liked about the job, and I talked about this issue and the chance to try and help bring back the Sonics. I asked how many of them knew who the Sonics were. I think one kid raised their hand, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit, right? Because I know when I was their age, I was spending a lot of time at the Coliseum watching the Sonics play in the 70s and their path to the World Championship. And just like what the Seahawks are right now for our state, how galvanizing that is and unifying and what it means for our state, that's obviously what the Sonics were for a lot of people in our state. So you know, when I've communicated with the commissioner about this, the last two conversations we've had, and I deeply appreciate his time that he's taken with me to discuss the process. You know, I try to communicate that to him. I talk about the Lane Wilkins basketball camp, attending that. So I think I speak to him just as much as a fan, as much as a governor, and excited about what's coming next. You know, obviously I've had a number of conversations with Kraken leadership. That's going to continue, obviously, going forward as well, as we look forward to ways the state can be helpful in this process. But you know, it's been a couple decades, you know, in the wilderness, and I know how strongly people feel about the Sonics and the loss to our community when they left for Oklahoma City. And so just ready to do whatever I can to be helpful in bringing them back, and hopefully bringing them back soon. Happy to take a couple questions.
What role can the state play?
Yeah.
Budget-wise, or just organizing meetings with potential owners? Where do we go from here?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. I had a good conversation with Todd Lewicki today. I've had a number of conversations with him and Samantha, as you might imagine, and had another one today. And so we'll be sitting down again to talk about, you know, how the state can be helpful. I'll be talking to my team about that. You know, up to this point, it's been pretty focused on today. You know, obviously today's announcement was critical. We had to get past this threshold to then even get to the next stage of, hey, of trying to bring the team back. And so we'll be engaged in that conversation on in what way the state can be most helpful. But I have no doubt there's going to be a role for the state to help bring the Sonics back.
Do you see the Kraken leadership as the potential owners?
I guess what I would say to that, Jerry, is I've not heard from anybody else, is what I would say. So they're the only folks I've had conversations with and who have reached out to me. And so we've had conversations in the past, and we're going to continue having those. In fact, I suspect we'll be meeting relatively soon now that this announcement's been made.
How did you learn of the decision, and who were the first person you called?
Well, you know, I guess what I would say is I'm not surprised by the decision. You know that. Yeah.
Today, how did you hear today? And when did you learn of the decision, and who did you?
I guess it was. How did I learn? I think it was just reading the newspaper. It's possible someone sent me a text. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm not so good at remembering exactly how I heard something. So, but it was communicated to me in some way, and again, it wasn't a surprise. I you know, from the conversations we've been having, it was pretty clear, and but still especially exciting that you take nothing for granted, and that's why we were watching closely. And but it's a big day for the state. Anything else? All good? Yep.
This weekend, no Kings rally. Are you speaking at any?
I don't believe we've. You have to check on the scheduling side. I don't believe we've committed yet. I know I'm going to the light rail event, and so I know I'm focused on that, and so I don't think I've committed yet. But again, then things change every day on my schedule, so I'm not sure. I'm interested in doing that if we can work it out on the schedule.
And then the Federal Housing and Urban Development announced it's investigating Washington's covenant home ownership program for possible violation of fair housing law. What's your response to the investigation, and what is your administration doing in response?
Federal government investigates a lot these days, and you know, we'll treat the same as we do everything with the federal government. You know, we'll be thoughtful about our response and work with our team on that. But you know, this is just another day at the office that the federal government is either cutting funds or announcing some kind of investigation. You know, we had legislation I signed today about protecting private information of Washington's voters. You know, that's obviously partially in response to the federal government wanting that information, outrageous that is, from Washingtonians. So, honestly, Jerry, that's just another day at the office. So, obviously, we'll
with the program being in line with all state and all federal law.
We would not have adopted that unless we felt confident. But of course, we'll review that process and review the investigation, respond accordingly. But I just want to be clear to Washingtonians, that's just another day at the office for us in dealing with the federal government.
On those voting bills, direct result of what we're seeing out of Washington, D.C.?
No question about that. You know, I think, and I really appreciate, I think the legislature in a number of different areas, we'll be talking more about this obviously next week, but I think in a number of areas move forward to protect Washingtonians, and this is an example of that. I think it was 5 different bills I signed that get at the issue in different ways, but clearly I definitely appreciate the focus on protecting the confidential information of Washingtonians. But we have a lot going on in that space. Obviously, the U.S. Supreme Court had a big oral argument around vote by mail. We're having more meetings on that coming up soon. We had a meeting, I think, about it just yesterday or the day before. So we're looking closely at what comes out from the Supreme Court. So that's going to be a big topic for a while to come.
Are you involved in the SAVE Act as far as lobbying members of Congress on that?
I mean, we have a team that does a lot of work, so I wouldn't say that I've been personally involved on lobbying folks, but our team obviously is in touch with folks, yeah.
It's a concern.
To put it mildly, yeah, yeah.
The 340B bill that you signed, major pharmaceutical companies were opposed or
Yeah.
asked you to veto
Yeah.
certain sections of the bill,
Yeah.
concerned it might open up the state to litigation.
Yeah.
What was your response to them, and why do you think their argument wasn't legitimate?
Yeah, I understand, like, plenty of bills that I sign, as you know, not everybody agrees with them. That's the nature of it. And understand they may want to explore legal options. That's obviously their right. But we do a careful job of reviewing everything about bills before I sign them, the policy side, but also the legal side. That's not unusual. We have conversations with legal folks to make sure that we're signing that we feel comfortable and confident we can defend it, and this is no different. Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. Go Sonics.